All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming out week in and week out, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kadosh. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to those who elect. So we're going to get right into it, prophesying the downfall of America. This most wicked kingdom on the whole earth. But now we're going to start off going to the mark of the beast. That's ultimately what the elites of society is going to start pushing on people. Is the mark of the beast, the microchip.
Revelation 13, verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor.
Yeah, so no matter who you are, the elites are going to, soon is going to come a day when it's going to be mandatory that you people are going to have a implant in your hand or your wrist. You know? And that's known as the day as Jacob's trouble. That's when all hell's going to be breaking loose. And that's what we're here to prophesy. Because the wickedness of America. You get that Amos, wicked.
Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
I mean that everybody's going to have to get that microchip in the right hand or their forehead because Esau has a, what's it called? It's like a God mindset. Is the right word? Yeah, he has a God complex. Esau has a God complex. You know, so he wants to know wherever you're going to be, wherever anybody's going to be at 24/7. You know? You get that?
This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off of the face of the earth.
And who's that wicked kingdom? That's America. You get Revelation 18. Who's that wicked kingdom? Because who do they promote? Homosexuality, all right, adultery. They promote pedophilia. Because that's ultimately what the LGBTQ whatever is leading up to is allowing pedophilia. All right. They also promote what bestiality because that's legal in certain states in America. So that's why America is known as this wicked kingdom. All right, because they allow wickedness on the face of the earth, and they push it. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 18, and starting at verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Yeah, Babylon the Great is another name for America. All right? Because America is not just, when you look on the outer face of America, there's a whole bunch of kingdoms spiritually reincarnated into one. That's why it takes on the other characters of these other kingdoms. All right? Like Egypt, Rome, all right? The way their infrastructure and everything set up mimics these other kingdoms. They take on the beliefs of these other kingdoms. So another name for America is Babylon the Great. All right, go ahead.
Come. It says, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. This is Revelation 18 and 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of her fornication.
So, right, America pushes their philosophies on the whole world. That's why I got people in these other third world countries wearing suits and stuff, because they're feeding off that vibration of America, which is ultimately why America has to be destroyed because it's promoting wickedness on the earth. All right, go ahead.
God. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Is that verse 4 next, right?
Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven, saying, come out of her, my people.
Right, who's my people? It's the Israelites. All right? Because contrary to popular belief, this book isn't written for everybody. All right? This book is only written for the people of the Most High, the Israelites, the one who we made a covenant with. All the other nations are going to be put in subjection, going into slavery. All right? Go ahead.
Go. It says that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Right. But our people are partakers of her sins. 2/3 of our people. All right? Ultimately, this book really is only written for the elect anyway. Because those are the ones who are the only ones who are going to get it in the first place. All right? Plenty amongst our people are just nothing but sellouts. That's why, like you said in Zechariah, that's prophesied that 2/3, meaning the majority of our people got to be destroyed because Jake is hard-headed. All right? Jake can't get it. Go ahead.
Come. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the heavenly Father hath remembered her iniquities.
That's right. American sins have reached unto heaven. If you can picture sins piling up, reaching all the way into heaven, that's likened it to America. All right? And why is that? You can just look around and see why that is. All right? You got filthy Edomites walking around, all right, pushing their wickedness, their wicked vibration on the earth. All right? The very ground that we step on is wicked, made out of concrete, which, if I'm not mistaken, has pig in it. You look up in the sky, you see chemtrails polluting your body. All right, you got homosexuals walking around, men above women, nothing but a proudful spirit in this place. That's why it says it's, huh? It's like, woman above men, you know? Nothing but a proud, wicked spirit in America. All right, that's why I said his sins have reached up into the heaven. Go ahead.
I got this. This is Zechariah 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Yeah, because obviously Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be destroyed, but you got Israelites who got to be destroyed right along with him. Because the scriptures say they've joined hand in hand with the wicked. All right, keep going.
Gone. It says, but the third shall be left therein.
Right, the third talking about the 1/3 who's going to be delivered. All right, but 2/3 out of our people are destined to be destroyed. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're out here to tell you before it happens, so that you don't want to be a part of that 2/3. So if you hear this message, then you'll try to come back to your Al-Ba Shemal shot. You know, but as much as you try to tell Jake, just majority of them just ain't gonna get it. All right, keep going. And that's prophecy. We read about the prophecy. You know, because a lot of people tell us why. You know, just keep going.
This is verse 9. Zechariah 13 and verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined.
Yeah, and that's not. That's not talking about literal fire, because the 1/3 we're going through the spiritual fire. Meaning what the trials and tribulations preparing our mind for Jacob's trouble. All right, because even though you might be in this truth, if you don't go through trials and tribulations to build up your faith, then you're not going to be ready when all hell breaks loose. So the 1/3 got to go through the spiritual fire. All right, that's the fire that we want to go through. We don't want to go through the physical flames of hell that the 2/3 are going to have to go through. All right. Yeah.
This is 1 Peter chapter 1 and 6, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if needs be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory.
Yeah, the trial of our faith is way better than gold. You know, because ultimately, if we endure through the tribulations, then the Lord's going to set us up above everybody in the whole earth. All right? Even amongst the nation of Israel and the kingdom, you're going to have different rankings. All right? We don't want to come back as a 2/3, someone who's shamefaced. You know? So we want to endure what we got to go through right now in order to receive the highest glory there is. You know, Jake in the world thinks that millions, billions of dollars is it. You know, that's living the life. You know, ultimately, if you're stuck in these bodies, you can never live the life. Because this flesh is wicked. It's always prone to go off. All right?
This is Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy of himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
Right. Going inside, the Lord's always going to try us, all right, as gold in the furnace. Because if you have gold, you got to refine it. All right? And it becomes like richer and richer. That's likened unto us, how the Lord's dealing with us. He's going to always continue trying us, all right? And he's going to ultimately separate the wicked from the righteous, all right? And some men can't endure the trials and tribulations. Some men are going to get weak, you know? But the ones who stay strong are the ones who are worthy for repentance, you know what I'm saying?
I keep going, yeah. Verse 7, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Yeah, I keep going. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. Which was Solomon 3 verse 7, and in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Well, yeah, like the brother said, it's going into the glory that we're going to receive, and a big part of that is going to be on this side as well, because the scriptures do talk about what the Lord said in the time of their power. What does it say in Psalm 110? Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. And that's exactly what that's going into. But at the end of the day, like the brother's going into, then what? We're going to receive glory ultimately when Yahweh Shai returns. And that's why it's not amongst us to do anything right now on our own will. We have to wait until Yahweh Shai comes back, he brings judgment, and ultimately he's prophesied to sit on the throne of David. And when he rules, then guess what? We're going to be joint heirs, and we're going to be the ones to rule with him. It's going to be the tabernacle of David, the 144,000 men that are ultimately pushing forth the laws, statutes, and commandments on earth.
This is 1 Corinthians 15, verse 52. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. That's basically the sparks. That's us basically coming into those new bodies, getting that spiritual power. And that's why we're going to be able to rule over these nations, because we don't have, like the brother said, we don't have the strength, you know, and we're not supposed to go out there and take vengeance upon ourselves.
Well, I really look forward to that, man, getting that spiritual power. You know, that's worthy waiting for. I'm tired of this everyday boring life. You know, working every day, coming home, eating, waking up, working again. I'm tired of that boring life, man. The Lord's going to raise us up. He's going to give us something better than we can even imagine. All right?
This is Acts chapter 1, verse 8. It says, but ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
Yeah, meaning the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to give us spiritual power. All right? Because soon enough, to survive in these upcoming days, all hell breaking loose, that's only going, some of the time, that's going to be the only way you're going to get through it, is with spiritual power. You know? And that's something is one of the things I look forward to the most, is getting that spiritual power, man. Because then it's going to show who the Lord is truly dealing with. You know, right now you got a whole bunch of Israelite camps out there, you know, and some people are confused on who the Lord is dealing with. But soon enough, once the Lord gives his power to his men, then it's going to be known that he's dealing with those people specifically, specifically that doctrine that they're pushing. All right, the 100% truth. All right?
This is Psalm the 91st chapter, starting at verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Come on. And, you know, that represents this truth, man. You know, having the understanding of this gospel is the shadows of the Almighty, man. All right, this is verse 2. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence.
Right. I mean, the Lord's going to protect us in that day. From noisome pestilence, I mean, the diseases, everything that's running rampant, you know, from Esau and his guns and his military, the Lord's going to protect us. All right? But until you two-thirds, you ones that didn't want to come back to the truth, y'all going to have to go through that. You know, y'all going to have to try to survive as long as you can. All right? Some of you guys might even be on death's door, but you might not be able to die because the scriptures say that. You know?
It said the Lord is going to protect us from the snare of the fowler If you go into the Hebrew, that word for fowler is yakowash. All right, and it says fowler, trapper, bait, lair. All right, because this so-called white man, the devil, all right, he's going to lay a bunch of traps, all right, for the righteous. But the Heavenly Father is going to deliver us from all those different snares and traps that this devil has waiting for those that believe in the Lord. The scripture said that he's going to come down like a madman, sparing none, and destroying and spoiling those that fear the Lord. You know?
Yeah. And those are characteristics of Yahweh Shai. You know, because what the world pushes how Yahweh Shai looks like who he is, so-called Jesus Christ, they make him out to be just a feminine little punk, you know, with long womanish hair. That's contrary to how Yahweh Shai is. Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man. He has dark skin, white woolly hair, and red eyes. All right, because he's bad. Go ahead. Second Ezra 15:1 is going to go into the destruction of this place in America. All right.
Second Ezra 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right, the ears of my people, going into the Israelites. Because ultimately, this book, everything only pertains to the Israelites again. This book isn't given to you other nations. The Lord's never dealt with the other nations, all right?
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Right, and that's ultimately why we come out here proudly, because we don't care if people speak up against us, all right? We know that really, if you coming up and you mocking the men of the Lord, you're a dead man walking. All right, the Lord's ultimately going to destroy you anyway. I mean, you people are already dead. All right, the future's already been set. You got people who coming up making videos nonstop against us. All right, people who may be trying to harm us. You people are already dead. All right, so it says to fear not of what people may do to you or imagine against you. All right. Go ahead.
Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
That's what's coming to America, the sword, famine. All right, famine is a horrible way to die. When your stomach is eating out on you, I mean, majority of people in America can't go about 1 or 2 days without eating food. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they can't go a day without eating food. So it goes to show you how people are going to be feeling once all hell starts to break loose. Jacob's trouble. All right, go ahead.
For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
And how is wickedness polluted the whole earth? By way of America and the wicked elites that are ruling it. All right, the elite bankers, the Rothschilds, all right, the Rockefellers, they push out their wicked vibration upon the whole earth. All right, they promote nothing but death. All right, everything they do is but death. When they do stuff in the secret, all right, their rituals, they worship Satan. Everything they do is about death. All right, so since wickedness has polluted the whole earth, because it has, you can open up your eyes in the morning, all right, and see wickedness. All right, go ahead.
Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness.
All right, mean the Lord has had enough. All right, the Lord's given us this time, this grace period to get right. We have about Shai, but once that's over, the Lord has had enough, and He's going to come back, man, by way of His Son Yahweh Shai. He's going to come back and visit this place and bring destruction upon this place. All right? Yeah.
Because the brother had mentioned, you know, the Lord being a very hardened individual, man. It's a false narrative of our Savior, man. All right, so this is Luke chapter 19 and verse 22. And he saith unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. You know, just going into the point of the Lord being an austere man. You know, he's gonna come back with the vengeance, man, with anger. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's a big part of this book, the vengeance that the Lord has to get. All right. The prophecy, a lot of prophecy goes to destruction. Why do you think that? Because the Lord's coming back from vengeance, man. All right. We're way past so-called Jesus Christ. All right. We know that's not his name. We know that's not who he is. But that whole persona of that man is nothing but gay. All right. That's not what the Lord's about. The Lord's an austere man. All right. The men of men. King of Kings. All right, keep going to second Esdras.
I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Yeah, the Lord's coming back to get revenge for his people before you Edomites is done. All right, the scriptures say he will have no mercy on those who showed no mercy. Roughly paraphrasing.
Judgment without mercy.
Yeah. Judgment without mercy. All right, if someone can get that. Because Esau, Edom, they showed no mercy to us. All right? When we were in slavery, they had us out there picking cotton. That was a gruesome act. All right? They barely fed us. They fed us bacon and corn. All right? They had us, kidlings. They had us out in the field every single day until the sun sets. And some days, if it was a new moon, because not a new moon, if it was a full moon, or if it was bright, then they'd have us out there all night working. So they showed no mercy to us. All right?
James 2 verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Right, Esau's going to have no mercy, or the Lord's not going to have no mercy. Salakia, on Esau, and you other nations, because you other nations had a part in our captivity as well. You know, yeah, we went off, all right, which ultimately put us in this situation. All right, but the Lord never told you Edomites to rape. And during slavery, they had a thing called buck breaking, where they would rape the strongest men in front of the whole town. The Lord never told you to do that. All right, you people gave us no rest. You gave the earth no rest. All right, you don't honor the land Sabbath. These are all traits of you Edomites. Why you got to be destroyed? All right. Judgment without mercy, man. Sick of you Edomites. You know?
2nd Esdras 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with the mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Right, what is the modern day Egypt? That's America. All right? Because the Egyptology is rooted in America. All right? They worship all the gods of Egypt. All right? So read that again.
2nd Esdras 15, verse 11 or 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Another reason is Egypt, because we're in bondage over here again, which we were in bondage in Egypt.
But I will bring them with the mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Right, America's going to be struck with plagues, man. You know, Egypt was struck with plagues, all right, locust, frog, and all that. America's going to have a heavy dosage of plagues, all right? You're going to have heavy diseases running rampant. If you could get Wisdom of Solomon 17, all right, because something I like to go into a lot, you're going to have demons plaguing this place. All right, demons are going to actually start manifesting themselves and terrorizing you Americans. All right, because that was happening in ancient Egypt as well. All right.
We even have it during, when you have to sleep or something, and that demon lays hold on you. That's going to be happening a lot out here, coming soon. People are going to be hearing voices, hearing babies scream and stuff like that. It's just some wild, crazy shit's going to be going on.
That's right, man. It's going to be a horrible time in America. All right. And if you seek life, then you should ultimately want to come back. You should want to come and listen to what we have to say. All right. Because although we're going into a lot of destruction, there's a beautiful time that's going to be in the kingdom. All right.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 17, verse 3. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions.
Yeah, going into them demons. Can someone get the definition of that? Apparitions. I forget exactly what it means. But it's pretty much them demons. All right? Keep going.
For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances.
Yeah, those are those demons playing with them, man. You know, they'll probably be walking, getting visions of death. All right? It's quiet out of nowhere. They're hearing random noises, droplets of water. That's what's going to come to you everyday Americans. That's why we say that it's not about, like, you have those other Israelite camps. It's not about, there's nothing you can do to really, to physically prepare for Jacob's trouble. All right? Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger, mighty men aren't going to be able to defend themselves from Jacob's trouble. All right? Once demons start manifesting themselves, angels showing themselves, there's nothing you can physically do to combat that. All right?
The scriptures say, any plague with the mind. You know, you start talking to yourself. You see these bumps out here, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Wisdom of Solomon 17 verse 5. No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night.
That means some of you people are just going to be in complete darkness. All right? Angel might block out your vision. You just might be in complete darkness. All right? Walking around, it was like that movie Bird Box. I forget the actual plot of that movie. But I know for sure it was basically like demons just terrorizing people, you know, and if they tried to see that the demons would get in them and start messing with them. You know, which in that movie, it started around the other parts of the world first, and then it came to America. You know, just like how it's going to happen right now. All right, you everyday American citizens think you all safe, that nothing's going to happen. All right, like turmoil, distress can't happen in the streets. You know, but once it comes, people aren't going to be prepared for it.
If I can say this, but because it's spiritual is that, but it says that because if you look at it, like as these kids are growing up, they see the homosexuality, they see these women becoming lesbians, and then that demon hops on them. You know, it makes so much sense that the brother said that.
Yeah. If I can say, because the scriptures say we walk by faith and not by sight. When you look at things through in the fleshly, you know, through the flesh, you might bug the hell out, man. You know, but you keep it spiritual. You don't pay attention to that. You keep your eyes on the Lord. Then you gonna be safe. Like once they took that blindfold off and they was looking with their own eyes, they bugged out, man. Them demons got to them.
And it was what they were saying. Look, Dad, look, open, look. You know, and it was like, no, they don't want them. They don't want to look because you know then that's when you start to bug out. People will kill themselves and stuff like that. That stuff is coming, man.
I got a precept real quick. This is Job 18:11. It says, "Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet." So the brother's going in on those terrorists, man. Gonna make him afraid on every side, man.
Yeah, dark, gruesome destruction, man.
These people gonna be afraid, man. Because it's gonna be things that people never even imagine themselves seeing. It's gonna manifest right before their eyes, man. They're gonna be afraid, man. On the television, because that's a form of witchcraft, they're gonna show things on the television that's gonna make people afraid, man.
That's right. Yeah. Word television itself, man. Tell a vision. They showing you what's gonna happen.
Or telling lies to your vision.
Right. Yeah. After you look at it, that's what they do.
This is Amos chapter 5, verse 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
Yeah, so what the hell are these Christians talking about when they're saying they can't wait for the Lord to return? Don't you know what the day of the Lord is? It's a day of darkness. I mean, it's going to be a horrible freaking time. All right? You people don't know you guys don't even know who the Lord is. The scripture says he's a man of war. All right? You people aren't ready for war. The average Americans aren't ready for war. They can't even contain themselves if they were to see someone die or blood happen.
Well, the Breakfast Club, like they said, bro, just because these women is getting kidnapped, and it's been broadcast, they talking about they'll give their kid the chip, man. So they not prepared for the tribulations that's going to come. Any little thing that happen, they bug out, man. If it's a shortage of food, you know what I'm saying, these natural disasters, you see how they act. Yeah. So they not ready, man.
Or it's a few words you can just say to somebody and they get offended at it, you know?
Yeah. This The scripture said that there shall 10,000 shall fall at thy right hand and 1,000 at thy side. The Lord is about to bring mass death, man. The brothers say that people are squeamish at different things. Look at different sports injuries, how the tough athletes react to an athlete breaking his leg in half or stuff like that, man. Or the incident recently with the NFL where the Jake took the helmet and hit the other Jake without a helmet, man. People were acting like they were watching a lion actually maul an actual man. They're so squeamish, man. So what's going to happen when the Lord actually takes and sends death angels out here and people actually start dying, man? They're not going to be prepared for that, man.
Hey, did you see the video where the Jake he ran into the sideline and he knocked the girl out and they had to carry her off the stretcher? Oh yeah, that happened, you know. And then you see these women in the crowd. They was just like, "Oh my God, is she okay?" And you know it's because she's a goddamn white woman. If it was a black woman or a damn black man, you know, it wouldn't be, "Oh my God."
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of that. You know, these Christians think that it's going to be 7 years of tribulation. They're going to escape. They actually think a lot of them believe that they're going to escape the time that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But they're going to be caught up in the midst of it.
They don't even know. Yeah, go ahead. They don't even know what true tribulation is. Or,
Yeah, there's more. It's Amos 5 verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear and met him, but went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
Right. So when you think you just escaped it, then you're going to be hit with another burden. All right. You people are going to be running away from mobs of people chasing you. You know, you might have a handful of rice on you, and they want that rice. All right. You think you've escaped? You go into the house, and the house is going to be another group of people. All right. That's likened to the day of the Lord. It's going to be a day of darkness, in which you're not going to be able to escape your judgment. Ultimately, the judgment is from on high. Regardless of what troops Esau might send out, it's all done by the Lord. All right?
I got some. Back in Job 18 and 5, it says, "Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him." So his light is going to be put out, you know. He's going to be in the darkness, man, in his tabernacle.
That's right. You go back and look at Psalm.
There'll be no understanding in this devil in that day, man.
Acts 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. Scripture said through much tribulation. Because even the elect, the scriptures say that we're going to scarcely be saved, meaning we just going to be making it ourselves. So how much more are you people, man? How much more are you people in the day of the Lord when all hell starts to break loose? All right? In order to get to the kingdom of heaven, you got to go through much tribulation. All right?
All right. Wisdom of Solomon 17, back in verse 5. No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of stars endure to enlighten that horrible night.
Yeah, going back to the day of the Lord, a day of darkness, man. When these demons start plaguing you people, all right, you might try to light a candle in the room, and you still won't get no damn light. All right? That's how scary it's going to be when these demons are, when they start really to start showing themselves. All right?
Well, real quick too, like also you said earlier, this is literally going into physical darkness, because darkness is a plague that the Lord used to literally physically plague Egypt. And like the brother said, the same exact plagues are coming to America, which is also known as spiritual Egypt. How do we know that? Because there's something called an EMP. And when an EMP is attacks the grid of America, it can happen in various forms. One of the main ways it may happen is maybe a bomb, who knows? Or it may be some kind of technical infrastructure. Either way it happens though, and that EMP is going to literally create physical darkness here in America. So just like the actual physical darkness that we're reading about now, and the brother's going into too, that I guess you can also call it that mental darkness, when these different plagues happen and demons come and plague the mind of individuals. But that literal physical darkness is coming to America. But literally, it can be what 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening. But the Lord can literally just make it pitch black out here. You see what I'm saying? And that's why the scriptures talk about wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your times, because you literally, physically will have to rely on the Lord even during that plague right there.
EMP can very well happen. You had months back now the Department of Homeland Security telling you to prepare 6 months of food if an EMP strike were to happen. All right, it's very easy for hackers of these other nations to take out this whole grid. You know?
Well, yeah. Remember, they was also talking about too some kind of supposed EMP that happened down there in Venezuela, and then I forget the dude's name who's the president, but he was blaming it on the U.S. and the U.S. was saying they didn't do it. And then randomly, a few months later, then you had up there in New York. New York had kind of blackout, and they still to this day don't know if it was an EMP attack or what. But my suspicion is that the elites are basically were practicing, and they were going to take a huge city. I forget exactly where it was, but probably full of jakes, and see how they reacted and see what they did. It was about 2 or 2.5 days out there, basically 3 days of darkness. It was like Friday through Saturday too. So the supposed weekend when you have fun nights and people going out, looting and having fun, going out to the clubs and bar hopping and shit like that. So that's coming to America, and they were just practicing it.
That just means no more microwave, Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What they did in Baltimore, they hacked the Baltimore city government. So they can hack, these hackers can hack a lot of stuff, man.
And Esau's allowing these hackers to do that so that you know, they pushing the chip ultimately.
That's how
You know, it's for security reasons.
Yeah.
That's why they allowing these girls to get kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? They allowing the immigrants in just so they can say we have to track people, man.
And that goes back to Hegelian dialectic, pressure from above, pressure from below.
That's
You
it.
know, you create the problem, and then you have the solution, but you want the people to beg for you to bring them the solution that you had already set up, which it goes into that microchip, you know?
Yeah, and if I could say this, I got a testimony. I used to live in New York. One time there was a blackout out there, and it was the same thing the brothers is going into. People were robbing stores. They was looting spots. They were raping women. You know, there was a lot of jakes that got arrested that day. You know, then the next day the lights came back on, and then you just hear a lot of police reports, like a lot of people got locked up because the darkness made people go crazy. So, you know, that's coming to America, man, and then it's going to happen on a mass scale. And these cops are not going to be able to deal with all the crime, you know, that's going to be going on out here. It's going to be beautiful.
But they can't deal with it now. When they act like this, they're going to have to come in and shut everything down.
That's a good point, because in Baltimore, where we at, you know what I'm saying? All these murders been happening, right? And like, it don't matter how young they is, whether they're women or not. You know what I'm saying? These people, you got actual jakes saying, man, we need to bring in the National Guard, man. You know, so all these killings that's happening, which some of them can very well be done by the police.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
No, I was just saying, they do have certain task force and certain, government agencies that work behind the scenes.
yeah.
To create chaos.
Yeah, so but then you're gonna have the people screaming for something to happen, and you already got the governor of Maryland talking about he gonna dedicate a certain amount of money to fight crime in Baltimore, man. You know, so it's just becoming the police state.
That means they coming for you niggas. Anytime they say they gonna spend more money on crime, the whole word is what these niggas.
Yeah, AKA or hence the war on drugs, man. Look at the war on drugs. Somebody can get we not ignorant of Satan's devices, you know, because we not ignorant, but Jake is. The majority of Jake is fucking blind, man. You know. Go ahead, Cloud.
So Wisdom of Solomon 17 verse 6. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 6. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and that's how dark it was. It was so dark that even when they saw something that wasn't low-key scary to them, versus when they didn't see something and they may have heard a little noise. Like you hear like a little mouse coming by, but you don't know where it is. That scared the shit out of them. That's how dark it was. And that same kind of darkness is what's coming to America. You see, that's one of the many plagues that the Lord uses. And when you look at all the plagues, and you go back and you read in Exodus all the different plagues in which the Lord plagued Egypt, he basically brought them down from an economic standpoint. And that's exactly what's happening to America. You see darkness, famine, and you got diseases and things like that. What do locusts do? Locusts eat up all your crops. So you have, what, we're coming next year into the time of harvesting. But what happened when the Lord sent locusts to Egypt? They eat all the crops. They eat the trees and the plants and everything like that. All the leaves and everything. And that's what these people are going to be wanting to eat when there's famine anyway. Because what does famine mean? It means a lack of bread, a scarcity of food and water. People are going to be out here trying to drink toilet water and shit like that, eating toilet paper and eating all the grasses and all the little mice and rats that they can find. But we're seeing right now a famine build up on a scale called GMOs, in which when you go into it, GMO's been around since like really heavily pushed since like 2011, 2012. But that's a part of that famine that the Lord is bringing. So all these plagues, famine, darkness, it's all included. That's all coming to America.
Hey, what year did Good Burger come out?
96 probably.
I think that was in like the 90s. Right?
Yeah, 95.
Damn, that was Jim.
That show you all the way back then that they had that shit injecting them burgers. That's why everybody all bugged out over this Popeye shit. They got them chemicals in there making you keep coming back.
Yeah, because I think they started like experimenting with the GMOs like during the 70s. But I could be mistaken. It could have been earlier than that.
Well, however long McDonald's been out, they've been doing it right there.
And they condition people to accept it. The fact that they eating food that's not really food, that they eat chemicals. Right?
And that goes to show you how blind and retarded these people are. 'Cause here it is, what is Super Size Me? Documentary claiming that this guy, he almost died halfway through the thing. He woke up, couldn't breathe, he had to go to
But you still got people going to McDonald's though.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true too, but on another scale, it also shows how evil and wicked these Edomites are, because all they do when they wake up is they think about evilness and what can they do to keep our people down. So you bring up, my fault.
No, that's Micah.
Exactly.
Right.
So basically, you bring oppression to our people and you say what? You put us in the worst neighborhoods, you give us the worst kind of health care, you give us the worst kind of medicine, and then on top of that, you do what? You put McDonald's and Burger King and shit like that. And then you make it so that we have horrible credit, we can't get no jobs, we can't do anything. So now the average household of a nigga is like what, 30,000, something ridiculously low like that. So then what? They start having kids and popping women out here like that. So then they gotta go to places like McDonald's and eat and shit. So what do you expect these people to do? So you put them in a predicament where they have no choice but to eat at McDonald's, but to eat at some whack ass Burger King, thinking it's real food. Our people not that stupid. They know it's not real food. I've talked to them. They know it's not real food. I'm talking to a lady, but she talking about, I don't have no more money. This is all I can afford. Buying McChickens for her daughters and shit. She got 2 kids.
Well, Jake is stupid because they ain't stupid. They know it's not real, but they stupid because they trust in Esau. Because if we over here telling them that this man is your enemy, because basically what you explaining is this genocide. That's all it is. They do it. They control how much money we're able to make, because we gotta go to him for the one of all things. So they give us a little bit of money and then put us in areas, the ghettos, where we can't, you know what I mean, because we can't afford it. And then they put the terriblest food stores around those. That's the only ones you can afford. And we know where we, you know what I mean, where the good places at, them just cost a little more and the cost of living is higher. So they know that, man. You know?
All the food stores are owned by Edomites. Now, y'all was just talking about it today, but they brought it out on the news. They talk about the food deserts up there by Madonna, where the rides broke out. What they're doing is subsidizing Uber rides so people can get rides to these different stores outside of the area, because there ain't no stores up there where Jake be at. And all the stores that where Jake be at, they owned by Edomites, man. They owned by the other nations, man. All right?
Michael, I got some real quick. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. Who's Satan in the flesh? That's the so-called white man. He's a spiritual, or Slaki, the physical counterpart, or the spiritual demon Satan. Because Shaitan means adversary, someone who's against you. All right. And the so-called white man is for damn sure against the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we're not ignorant to his devices, meaning his traps. All right. Scriptures say it. Wicked, they set up snares and traps. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices that he pushes out in society. That's why you ultimately gotta walk by faith. All right, because even us, we're eating GMO food all the time. We can't even help it. I was looking up. They got GMO fruits and stuff. What the hell's a GMO fruit? You're supposed to have a fruit. Seeds. But here it is. Yeah, they take out the seeds out of stuff. Those are Satan's devices, his traps that he set for the people.
You got even places like Whole Foods. They don't accept food stamps. So well, just like the bro was saying, like the conditions and the income that Jake got, they can't even go to Whole Foods to shop. You forced to eat that GMO.
Fucked up thing about it is, Jake be the ones working there and shit. Can't even afford the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, I went to go buy some seasoning one time. The Jake security guard was just like, I wouldn't buy this stuff. She said, I'll go somewhere else and buy that stuff. I was like, man, you crazy, girl.
Got that? I got the scriptures?
What?
This is Mark 16 and 18. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover.
No, I was gonna say that's going into what you brought out earlier. 1,000 shall fall on the right side, and 100 or 10,000 on the other, but it shall not come nigh us, because we have faith in the Lord. So we here in Babylon, we eating the same shit. Well, not to that degree, you know what I'm saying? But we eating trash too at the end of the day. You got it?
Yeah, Ezekiel 4:13, it says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So wherever the Lord will drive us, there we will eat our defiled bread amongst the other nations that we scattered amongst. And it's evident in America, in Babylon the Great, that we eat this shit, this chemical food, man.
Drinking soda, we should drop dead after drinking that.
Yeah. All that sugar, sodium, something clogs your arteries. And Jake wonder why they get heart attacks, heart disease,
Stomach hanging up, their belly, their belt.
prostate cancer, breast cancer, all
Heart
of that.
disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America. They said it was so great that car accidents, shootings, it was something else that they could combine all of that, and they will still not be able to compare to heart disease. How people die from it.
And then you begging the government for health care, man.
Taking their pharmaceuticals.
So they feed you junk through the corporation, and then you got another corporation through the medical companies making money off the profit after you eating that genetically modified foods, man.
Which shows you they work in tandem. Food and Drug Administration. How is the same administration the one that administers the food to the people, and the same one that also administers the drug to the people?
And why do the CEOs of these corporations like Monsanto, they go from being a public servant, being a politician, and then they go to the private sector, or they go from the private sector to being a public servant? So they got ties going back and forth, and they pushing legislation to basically set you people up, to put you people basically in their web, man.
Yeah, just like the lawyer Monsanto, I forgot his name, but he was working for Goldman Sachs, and then he transferred over to Monsanto. And now he's a lawyer. Now he's defending Monsanto.
Writing legislation and stuff like that. And they got lobbyists in D.C. that influence the politicians to pass these laws to have you eating junk food, man. And profiting off of you while they doing it, man. While you're dying, man.
That's what I was talking to the brother Yazar, because he used to work for Pepsi. And you know how terrible that shit is. But they got lobbyists paying, pretty much keeping them, making the government silent on it. You give them, they don't care if they poison the people, you give them the money, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna say nothing. So you can keep buying this shit, man. Then they wanna come out with it years later to talk about there's an issue with this damn product. That's probably because they stopped making payments to their ass, man.
Yep. And another thing is, they got, it's been reported that they got metal in baby food, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So you feed your babies food with metal in it, man.
Even the cereal.
Yep.
Even the cereal.
What does that do? That makes you retarded. It makes you mentally slow, man. That's why the American population is stupid. And also, the majority of the food that's given to in America is actually illegal in other nations.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Other countries is banned.
Yeah,
right?
certain products can't be shipped to Europe because it don't fit the standard, or Russia, you know?
Yeah, something as simple as a bagel. It's bad in like 5 different countries. Like a bagel.
Yeah, America is this is the testing ground for the corporations, okay? And this is a corporation called America. And all these people are basically the debt. Yeah, they secure the debt, okay? That's why the government can keep on borrowing money, man. All right? Because they put that debt, they transfer that debt for these people, man.
Now, say this, that metal getting into your body and your brain, what it does is slows down your cognitive thinking. So you're not able to react as fast. You're not able to comprehend as much, and that's why you have babies getting born with what they call autism. You know, they speak. You know, they're having a little. They're like a retarded. You know, which retarded doesn't. It's not a bad word. It just means you just came back slow. Read meaning come like basically coming back, and then retard. My bad, retarded. Like yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know. Oh yeah, read meaning come back, and then retard means to just slow down. You know, like if you ever want to, if you ever wanted to, if you ever wanted to retard the horsepower on your, that's what they would say. If you retard the horsepower on your vehicles, you know, that's the term. You got it, brother.
This is Psalm 50, verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
All right, so I'm talking about Esau here. All right, slanderous, speakers deceit against his own brother. All right, Jacob. All right, that's pretty much all they do in society nowadays. That's why you Jake gotta understand, all right, that the so-called white man doesn't like you. All right, the Edomite dressed up in a suit and tie with a smile on his face, he hates you. You know, and it's shown by his actions and what he does. All right, I was reading up stuff. They got a lot of Jake put in jail, wrongfully accused. You know, and it was I forget the stats on it, but it was basically a so-called black man put in jail for rape or murder. A lot of them got out in the future versus the so-called white man. I forget the stats. Basically showing you how they were put in jail under false accusation. All right, showing you that the so-called white man framed deceit against his brother, man.
Oh, that's crazy because you just had those 2 cases where these dudes DNA evidence proved that they didn't kill the person or whatever the crime it was, but one of the states executed the man, you know, and the other one, I believe it was Texas, they stopped it, but still, the man should be immediately out, man. You know, you got that script up, bro?
Because just because as soon as you get in the system, they just keep you, man. Just because you got there, now they want to process you. They're not able to just, he was wrong. I let him go.
Yeah. Mainly they do that to who? Jake, man.
And then they take your DNA.
Yeah,
Yep.
Fingerprint.
Yeah, they put you in the system.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Isaiah 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Yeah, and that people talking about the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You think we making it up? Just check out who's filling up the prisons, man.
Well, what did their statistics say? America has the biggest. America has a certain population, but has the majority of the prison population. And it's who? It's the Israelites, man. That's a sign of who we are, man. That's an example of who we are, man.
Cursed people.
Yeah. The majority of us are in prison holes, man. In the prison system, man.
Hey, man, that's crazy because that's how we identify ourselves. But the scriptures say that we should be only oppressed, man. And that's what it is. Because when you go into these prisons, they got you laboring for them for pennies. You know? So that's why we are spoiled, man. And then they not making account of our labors. But then they call it hate when we bring it up, man.
You know?
Because their tongue frames deceit.
Hey, what's up, my man? Hey, can you take a question?
Nah, you know.
He gonna say how you guys doing, but they don't want to take a question, man. You know? You might be weak, man.
But they don't know what's going on. They don't know that this society is going down, man.
Then he got that smirk on his face. That's what the scriptures say. Laugh now and cry later. That smirk gonna turn into a frown, man. They gonna be completely in fear, you know, of what's coming to them.
Right.
You know?
They're not gonna be able to ride around on scooters when all outbreak is about. You know?
Right.
They're gonna be riding the street just like the French with the yellow vest.
You should have asked him, how did he feel about Trump's impeachment?
Yeah, I'm getting asked out on YouTube every day, every second.
Man, that stuff is fugazi, bro. They just putting that out there just to take people's mind off of something else.
Yeah. Because we heard it's another government shutdown talk.
Yeah.
Coming.
In December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could shut down the government next month. These people wouldn't even know it, man. You always start a news cycle to keep these people's mind, man.
This is Luke chapter 6 and verse 25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
All right, who the main one's fool right now is the so-called white man. He has all that his belly can desire. All right, but it said they're laughing now, but in the kingdom they're gonna be weeping. Even before the kingdom, they're gonna be weeping. All right, when all hell breaks loose, they're gonna be weeping. All right, especially damn elites. Y'all gonna be the first ones going into slavery, man.
That's right.
After we come off the chariots and those spiritual, those new bodies, all right, when we go down, dig through the ground, come to your underground bankers, we're gonna grab y'all up and put the chains around your necks, man.
That's right.
All right?
Some of them might not make it, bro. We might whip some of them to death.
You might just die by touching them, man.
But you know, like, when they're during slavery, they'll whip Jake's back so bad with that. You know, brother got the picture I was looking for earlier, but there's a picture where Jake, he's sitting on a chair or something. His back is just all like, whoa, because of all the lacerations that they done whipped him with the whip. You know, because Esau's just he's a unruly person. You know, he'll beat you just because you may have looked at him wrong. He beat you just because he don't like you.
Merciless killer, man.
I have no mercy.
Yeah, man.
They get Amos the first chapter. I think it's
Hold on, real
11.
quick, brother.
This is Luke chapter 16, verse 19.
Just going into the dude that's full, man. Hey, the scripture said the first shall be last and the last shall be first, man.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Luke 16, 19. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
And that's the so-called white man. You know, he's that rich man. You know, hey, if you could get the plowman show, go ahead.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Yeah, that represents us, man. You know? We represent Lazarus, man. Go ahead.
It says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Is that not all? Is that not Jake, man? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they just want a piece of the goddamn pie, man. And Esau, he's being stingy with even the crumbs, man. He treat us like animals. Go ahead.
It says, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Yeah, that's basically Jake, Esau making it worse. Oh, the other nations, Slocky, the other nations making it worse, man. Esau beating us up. Hey, read that again.
Verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Right, yep.
You broke it down, brother?
Yeah, the other nations coming to basically do more. You know, here it is. Esau is already having Jake to where we can't get loans to buy, maybe get a business loan to buy a business or get a loan to get a house. You know, not only then you have Esau giving loans to these heathens, and they'll put a Chinese restaurant basically feeding Jake rats, cats, and dogs.
It says, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
Hey, so in the new world to come, in the new kingdom to come, this is going to be the situation. Go ahead.
And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, seeth
Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
Just so you know, you so-called white people, you gonna be in hell in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's
right.
Just like now, we in our hell. All right, and you in your fucking heaven, man.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus.
Now we already told this bitch ass he not gonna have no mercy, man.
That's right.
You ain't wanna have no mercy, man. Here it is, you got Jake all the way in subjection, but you just want you really want to take everything from Jake, man. Shit, you see Jake right here with nothing, man. But he gonna want mercy from us in the kingdom. Go ahead.
It says, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
So now this clown is gonna be asking for our help, man. He gonna be the one begging for just a little drop of water on his tongue, man, because he's super parched. You know? And he ain't gonna get nothing. But this is what is we gonna reply to him, man?
Verse 25, Luke 16 and 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
You see that? Hey, in your heaven, in your world, you receive many good things, man. You have the fat of the earth. Okay? And what? Your brother was tormented, man. He was super poor. All right? Read that again, brother.
Luke 16 and 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Yeah. We receiving evil things, but now we going to be comforted, man. See, the kingdom of heaven is going to be our rest, man. And you going to be tormented, man. I mean, that just makes sense. That's perfect balance, man. You think, see, that's what these fucking Christians think. They think that everybody's just going to inherit the kingdom, man. And we can just get the brunt of all the hate and all the pain, but Esau can just walk his little way up in his second heaven, man. No. You're going to be in torments, man. You're going to be building up our kingdom. All right? When we're in our authority. In all you other nations, you're going to have to pay us tribute, man. All right? Just like you doing now. You want to lick the wounds, do you?
That's what these Edomites are afraid of, man. They don't want this to happen. That's why they fight tooth and nail, man. You know? That's, yeah, you mentioned Black Planet. I thought of, what is it? The little Planet of the Apes, yeah. Yup.
The fear of the planet of the apes. That's how they feel, man. Was that it on that, brother? Oh, yeah.
Verse 26.
You got something?
No.
And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which will pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that will come from thence.
Yeah. There's a great gulf, man. You cannot pass that, man. You know, just like now. They got a huge wealth disparity between Jacob and Esau, man. You know? So it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be reversed, man. Yeah. Hey, Esau not even gonna be allowed to come near us, man. It's gonna be like it was before. He can't even sit near our dogs, man.
I'll catch y'all later, fellas.
You know? Did you find that script, brother? Come.
Second Ezra 8, verse 1. And he answered me, said, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
Yeah, this world was for many, man. Because Esau, he runs this world, he's getting the fatness of it, but guess what? He got these heathens enjoying the benefits along with him, man. You know? They got to pay him a little bit of fee, but they still enjoying it, they feeling good. You know?
They became a Confederate.
Exactly. So, hey, the world to come is going to be for few, man. We're going to enjoy the benefits of the earth, and its fullness, too. All right? Hey, bro, you got that script?
Yeah. This is Amos chapter 9 and 13. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
Yeah, the plowman, the workers, is going to overtake the reapers, man. Because you reaping where you have not even sown, man. Part of our curses, man. You know? You got people that want to come up smiling. They don't even know we're talking about the downfall of their society, man.
Right.
And they're incoming slavery, man. The plowman is going to overtake the reaper, man. And that's what's going to happen when they're changing of the guards, and we're going to take it by force. You know, when our Lord comes back, man.
Yes,
Yeah, I got a full scripture. Yeah, this is the I was reading this while you was talking. This is Psalm 96 and 10. It says, say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth, the world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. And part of the Lord judging the people righteously, all right, is taking you damn devils down. That's why I was holding Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So there's only a certain time where Esau can move, and there's an appointed time that he can't pass, man. And that's what's coming, man. His appointed time that he can't pass. We're coming into that. That's why he's afraid, man. All right, this is the next one. This is Psalm 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy is that man that's going to be able to carry out this execution of judgment, these punishments, man. All right, it says, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And that's what's going to take place after he reaches his appointed time that he can't pass. You're going to go into a time where his little ones are going to be dashed, okay, against the stones. All right, this is the next one. This is Lamentations 4:22. Matter of fact, 4:21, it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. So they're being drunken now because they're in their pride. You got these brothers talking about the disparity between the rich and the poor. All right, especially among Jacob, the disparity is just off the wall, man. You know, you got CEOs of corporations making billions of dollars while Jacob's in the ghetto, man. You know, as a collective can't get this shit together, man. All right. This is verse 22. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So they're finished, man. You know, and they're going to fight tooth and nail, and then they're going to try to kill us to not have to drink of the cup that they're going to have to drink, man. You know? But guess what? The Lord's going to do what he said he's going to do.
Man, that's a beautiful thing because Esau, he believes he's not going to see the loss of children, man. You know? Well, what's that in Psalms and inward thought? You know? Yeah. And then also Revelation 18. Hey, brother, can you read that last scripture again?
Luke, Lamentation?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamentations 4:22, it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Yeah, because we wasn't meant to be, we not fucking servants, man.
Yeah.
You know? We servants to the Most High, but we not servants to you heathens, man. We wasn't meant to be in this position forever. That's why the Lord said he knows the thoughts that he has towards us, man. All right? Thoughts of peace.
Yep.
So our iniquity is accomplished, man. You know, we went through our punishment. Now it's time for you to go through yours.
Yep. Yeah, it says he will no more carry thee away into captivity. I mean, we ain't gonna go into captivity.
That's right.
Yep. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
See?
Yeah, he's gonna visit you.
Now your sins is about to. Now it's time for you to pay up, man.
That's right.
You know, you had the audacity to think that the Lord was altogether one as such as yourself, man. As if he approved of all this wickedness you was doing. As if he didn't see that you was setting up traps for his people and then trying to accuse them. Dummy.
Yep. And you got blood on your hands, man. You gotta atone for that blood that you have shed, okay, of our people, man. All right? Whether it be through the state or whether it be through a common Edomite.
This man done laid a stumbling block before his brother, man. You know? Who was the scripture? Yeah.
Psalm 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Yeah, they really think that their houses is going to dwell forever, man. That's what they really believe. That's why these Edomites can walk up and down the streets with that little ugly smile on their face, man.
Smirk.
You know?
This Edomite smirk.
They're just laughing at like what these dudes talking about. Because they've been on top for so long, man. Yeah, that's a proud look.
Yeah, and they do that because they're nervous, man. Because they know deep down inside something's coming.
Hell yeah.
They can put it off. They put that day off in their mind, but you know it always comes around, and the Lord gonna plague their dreams if the Lord ain't already doing it, man. You imagine the people on YouTube that gotta constantly watch our videos to say, this video, and take down accounts and stuff.
Oh, the elder, I believe, GMS on air. I believe it was his channel. He just said that Esau's going to attempt to take down all truth videos. He said, back up the videos. Yeah. And he said, here's how. Hey, but that's what they gonna do, because they just hurt, man. And Apostle R, he always brings it up. Who the one's really bad, man? It's Esau, man. You don't see Chinese people all really crying about it. It's because Esau knows his ass is grass, man. Because you've been a thorn outside. It's you.
And he know he has a lot to pay for it, man. That's just like a fugitive from justice that just kept on killing and killing and killing and killing. And he knows that one day he's gonna have to pay, man. Somebody's gonna kill him, or he's gonna get arrested, man. And that's how he saw it.
Yep, that time is coming. Yep, that time is coming. You got the other one, brother? Yep, get that.
It's Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk it.
Yeah. Hey, see, we wasn't supposed to drink of that cup. We the Most High's chosen people, but we drank of that motherfucker. Go ahead.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yeah. So if we went through the punishment, for our iniquities, how much more so you, man? You've been the terror of the whole earth, man. Destroying the whole earth. You think you're gonna drink of that cup? You gotta be out your mind, man. You think the Most High really favors you like that, man? You hear this? He done got the whole world thinking his skin is blessed, bro. Yeah. Nigga, you cursed.
Yep. And you paid millions of dollars to get the whole world believing that shit. Billions, trillions, man. Yeah. You gotta keep in mind, since the time of the Renaissance, he been financing his life, man.
This nigga believes his own lie at this point.
Yeah. That's right. He think his shit don't stink.
It's funny, man.
Psalm 50, verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Yeah, the Lord is going to set us in order before their eyes, man. But you can read it again.
Yeah, it says, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself. So, just like the brothers was going into, these Edomites really thought that their skin was blessed. They truly thought that the Lord was on their side because what? They think that their kingdom has lasted for so long, and it's really so powerful, and it is. America is a great kingdom, but what is built on the backs of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
And the Lord said that he's going to do what? He's going to set us in order before their eyes, and that's happening right now. That's why you have all these camps, all these altars set up across the globe before it wins. What do you think is happening?
That's right.
That army is raising up right now. And the day is going to come where what? We execute that vengeance after Yahweh Shai gives us that order, that commandment to do so.
Beautiful.
And the Lord already raised it up. YouTube to shut down. It's not going to stop anything, man.
That's taking us off YouTube is the next step.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua of hosts, is his name.
And our Redeemer. Right. Okay, go ahead.
The Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get into the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
The brother was talking about darkness earlier. And well, you gonna be in great confusion, man. Because right now they really believe they're the light bearers, man. They think they just know everything. These motherfucking crackers, man. You telling me it's gonna be a civil war? They can't fathom it, bro. No. This because this and this in history. Shut the hell up, man. Prophecy says it's gonna be a civil war, man. And that's what's gonna happen. Go ahead.
For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I polluted my inheritance.
It said that you no longer gonna be called the Lady of Kingdoms, man. You know how everybody want that fine ass woman. Well, then you're gonna be looking real dirty, man. All right, go ahead.
I was wroth with my people. I polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Yeah, that's what happened. But as we already read, our iniquity is accomplished, man. The Lord was rough with us. How much more so you as brothers always get saved, man? You know? The Lord loves us, bro, and we got fucked up. What about you? Go ahead.
Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, and as thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever.
Yeah. He very heavily laid his yoke, and they was like, I'm going to be a lady forever. I can just keep doing what I want, just like these women today. Think they can just do whatever they want, and then no consequences happen.
Exactly.
But as soon as the consequences come to their ass, guess what they're going to be doing? Begging for mercy, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Yeah. They never laid it to heart. They never thought that they was going to get paid back for all the wickedness that they was doing to us, man. And to the planet. All right? Go ahead.
Neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly.
Yeah. Hey, they didn't think they was going. They did not remember the latter end of it, man. So guess what? They just continued with their wickedness. Just like Scripture say, though wickedness, justice not executed speedily, is fully set in them to continue. And that's Esau, man. He really, because he hasn't been corrected, he just gets worse and worse, man. Right. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear now.
This is why the way that the Lord judges us is mercy. Because he corrects us, you know? Just like you got a kid. You whoop their ass so they don't do it no more. The Most High, to Esau, he just said, no, let him keep going. Let him keep going. So he just get worse and worse and worse. And now his sins is built up into heaven, man. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
You got so proud, now you think that you the Most High, man. Now that you said, I am, and there ain't nothing else beside you, you really think you were forced to be reckoned with, man. You forgot what the Lord did. You got the scriptures, you read them, but you forgot what he do to people that get so proud, man. He bring them down so that you know that he ruleth in the kingdom of men. Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
You see that? This demon said that they won't sit as a widow. They will not see the loss of children, man. They think that they just gonna have all their riches, man. Why you think Trump came out with Make America Great Again, man? We already read, they think that this shit is just gonna continue forever. Do you think you could just keep bullying all these nations, taking all their resources, and ain't nothing gonna happen, man? You know? Go ahead.
It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day.
Ooh. Judgment gonna come swift on that ass, man. Go ahead.
The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantment.
It's gonna come on you in their perfection, man. You gonna get the whole what it was designed to do, man. You know? That's why, they having all these kids with their inferior genes, but it's just for the sword. Hey, what else should happen in one day, though? You know, what's that? Revelation what? 18, right?
GMO babies that they create in the laboratory and all of that, they for the sword, man.
You know what it is? Come on, keep going.
Verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, his wisdom and his knowledge perverted him, man. You know? Hey, see, the Lord gave this dude the wisdom to make the scripture say he's wiser than Daniel. He gave him the wisdom to make these nuclear weapons. He got these nuclear weapons and thought he could, even the Most High couldn't fuck with him, man. How stupid can he be? It perverted him. Go ahead.
Verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee.
You ain't even gonna know when it hit you, man.
Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Damn.
They're not going to be able to put it off. They're not going to be able to put what's about to come upon them off. They're not going to be like, oh, we're going to stop this. Well, there's a way.
Yeah.
It's the Heavenly Father that's going to do it. They can't stop the Heavenly Father. It's the council. Yeah, man. You got some order? Let me bring this up. It's going to kind of coincide with what you was reading. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 31. It says, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the time that they visit thee, they're not going to be able to put it off, man. When the Lord comes to visit these Edomites, man. All right? It says this is what they're going to do. This is what the Lord's going to do. It says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. So the Lord's going to kindle a fire in the cities and devour them, man. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All right, that's our people, the so-called Negroes, all right, Latinos and Native Americans, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, okay? It said, all the tribes. It says, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right, and that's you Edomites. You held us fast and refused to let us go. All right?
Just like in Egypt.
Yep. It says their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name, Yahweh. Okay? That's his name. All right?
That's right.
He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. So he's going to disquiet these Edomites, man. The inhabitants of Babylon, man. They ain't going to be able to rise up and say anything, man. Because it's going to be, the Lord is going to do these things unto them, man.
Yeah.
Yep. I got some.
Revelation. Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 14:1 is it?
Isaiah 15 and 1.
14.
That's where you
That's a closeout scripture.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 16. And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed with fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
1 hour, all it's going to take, it's a reoccurring thing. We always say 1 hour is going to take to destroy this whole context, man. All right? So the Lord is going to make good on his words, on his vision.
And every every shipmaster, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? So there's going to be a lot of other nations that are looking afar off, such as like places like China. China has benefited greatly off of the backs of America. And with that being said, that's why the scriptures do talk about the demise of China when you read the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And it says the same exact thing is going to happen in China. Plagues and famine and pestilence. But that's one example of another nation that's going to be looking afar off at the smoke that it sends up during this next World War III when America's burned to fire.
That's right.
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Hold on, bro. You gotta explain what's happening. You know, yeah, this the hopeful elect. You know, you gotta truly explain what that scripture is talking about. You know, read it again.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
You know, ultimately, all of Israel is going to be saved in the end. All right? But he's going to have more on, what did it say, mercy on Jacob, or yet choose Israel, talking about, the northern and the southern kingdom, the Lord's going to have mercy on all of Israel.
Yeah, out of all the atrocities that brothers is going into, you know, the traps and the things that we suffering in hell, the Lord going to have mercy on us, man.
Right.
And he's going to choose Israel. You know, he's going to say enough is enough, man. You
And
know?
it goes into the Lord pleading our cause.
Yeah.
Because this is a call for justice, man. You know, when we come out here week in and week out, we're telling the people of the judgment that the Lord is going to bring upon Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, for what he did to us as a people, man. The nation of Israel. And we're foretelling his demise, his judgment, you know?
And that's an end time prophecy too.
Yeah.
Which proves that what? Salvation is only for Israel.
That's
the
right.
Lord told you who he's going to choose. He didn't say I'm gonna choose Moab. He didn't say damn sure not Edom. He didn't say nothing about Ishmael leaving. So the Lord said what? He's
Yeah.
gonna choose Israel.
And
Who's
then this-
Israel. That's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Nah, and in this exact same scripture, you know, he's going to start talking about all these other nations. You know, he's telling you, just like you said, the end game. He's going to tell you what the end game truly is. You know?
That's right.
Go read it again.
Come. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel,
Right?
and set them in their own land,
Right?
and the strangers shall be joined with them.
Right, the strangers talking about the Gentiles, ones who may not know that they're Israelites. Once they're waking up to their nationality, then they're going to come back and then knowing who they are and worshiping Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, their power. That's not talking about other nations, you know, that can get with Israel or somehow become an Israelite. All right, those strangers is talking about Israelite foreigners. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob,
Right?
and the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Right?
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
Right, talking about, you know, ultimately you nations are going to be put in slavery in the kingdom. Matter of fact, it's just about to keep saying that. Keep going.
It says, for servants and handmaids.
Right, meaning you nations are, you heathens, all right, starting with the top heathen, you so-called white people, you Edomites, you Ammonites, you Hammonites, Salaki, y'all are going to be for handmaids. Meaning whatever we say to do, y'all are going to do it. You're going to be our servants in the kingdom. All right? If we want food, you got to get us food in 5 minutes. You know? It's not 5 minutes, it's off with your head. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom.
That's right.
All right?
It's Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devoured thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Right. Now, why does everybody ignore these scriptures in the Bible? All right? The scriptures clearly speak about revenge, all right, that the nation of Israel is going to get. All right? Keep going. That's another scripture proving that it's a righteous thing to have slaves. All right? Because it's about the vengeance that the Lord is going to get for his people Israel. Keep going.
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3. No, verse 2 again. It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Right.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right, and who were the captives on the earth? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? Because people will go into and they'll say that these other nations were slaves at one point, but no one had it as bad as us. All right? And first and foremost, the Lord doesn't care about you other nations because you're not Israelites. All right? So whose captives they once were, meaning we're captives right now in America, but in the end, y'all are going to be our captives. Y'all are going to be our slaves.
Come on. It says, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right, we're going to rule you heathens with a rod of iron. That's what it speaks about in Revelations. All right, a rod of iron. Keep going.
Come on.
Rule over our oppressors. Right, and who are the main ones being oppressed in America? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Hey, bro, if I may, this is crazy. You know, you go into it, we understand what the scriptures are saying, but it's telling our whole nation that, yo, this is the end game.
Right.
This is the gospel. This is the good news. How can you not want this, man?
Right.
You know, how can you truly want a life like this over that? You know?
Saying he's going to make us into kings. You know, how do you not want that?
Isaiah 14 and 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Right, and that's what the brother was saying, the gospel, the good news. That's something that we should look forward to. We say he's going to give us rest from the bondage. All right, we're in bondage right now. You got to wake up every day to that alarm. All right, I know my dad wakes up at like 3 a.m. to go to work for the so-called white man. All right, how could you not want rest from that hardcore bondage? that you gotta serve, man.
Hey, bro, if I can say this, because I used to do that, it is the, bro, driving home is like around 2:30 is the worst feeling ever.
Absolutely, bro. Just working the overnight graveyard shift, man. You ready to fall asleep on the way home and shit?
Yeah, man. Get up 3 a.m., go to work, come home around 1. All right. Then you're so freaking tired that you just sleep, you know, for a little bit, just doze off on the couch. Next thing you know, you gotta eat and prepare to do the same thing all over again. That's hard bondage, man.
Yeah.
That's so true, bro. And then you got the limitless debt that occurs, you know, and then you're tied to the birth certificate, man, from the time that you're born, man. So there's no freedom, man. You know. This is Isaiah 14 and verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how?
Hey, nah, that was the point. That was the point. Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, go down to
If I could just make this point though, because I used to work on a construction site, waking up 3 in the morning and being to work by 6, so we could have the safety meeting. You know, once you do a few hours, you may have to use the bathroom like that. When I was just thinking about working there, it was just pure hell. You know, you're waking up early, you're working in the cold. You know, it's all dark outside. You got your flashlight, your hammer, and whatnot. And then, hey man, you might have to go to the bathroom. And then the bathroom is the worst part of the thing about the construction site. You know, people just pooping all up around the toilet. Hey man, that actually oppresses us. You know, even though you may not think that, but it's messed up, man. You be breathing in all that dust and those fumes on that construction site. The construction site is hell, and it's majority of the Jake that's working there, and all the crackers are foremen. Sometimes you have some Jakes that's foremen, but the majority of them are, Edomites.
Yeah, Jake gotta work hard. We work harder than the bosses, man. My dad working for that dude, I don't know, like 20 years or something, man. And his boss is a rich millionaire, got yachts and stuff, going on vacations. He's working harder than him.
What does that tell you? Slavery. It's the same thing. That's not the same. That's all Jakes. We all of us are working for them, making them rich, and they can just take hella vacation days, bro. Like our boss, motherfucker, we don't never see them. They chilling in the warm, you know.
You don't know what they doing. They doing so much shit.
They got hella time to plan and think we gotta go to work and shit, you know. Bullshit.
The scriptures also say, I forget where it's at, but it says how basically the wicked set up riches, you know, for their kids and whatnot. Yeah. We don't got nothing, man, but as soon as the Edomite's born, he knows he's born into prosperity. He's got a free trip to college. After college, he's gonna have a setup with a nice, wonderful job. You know what I'm saying? Parents gonna help him pay off that debt.
Hey, but the tip of the scales is turning. The tide is turning on these guys.
It's funny because Esau really think like they think that that's what that privilege is, because they think that that's normal, and they be like, why don't they have it? Well, it's their fault. They're too lazy. Yeah. Meanwhile, we work. What the hell do you mean we lazy? We the ones doing your work.
Yeah.
You know.
Real quick, this is Psalm 73 and 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment.
Right, yeah. Pride compasseth them about, you know, because they know that they're born into riches. They're not in trouble like other men, meaning us. As soon as we're born, man, as soon as we get some type of conscience on our head, you know, 12, 13, however old you may be, you know that you're about to go through a hardcore life, man.
If you ever look at the Jakes working at Chipotle or Chick-fil-A, how massive those lines be, working all hard, they get paid $12 an hour. But Esau getting maybe $500,000 in one day, you know, while he's
Stores make at least $50,000 a day
or something, whatever. You know that? They be making loot, but they go over there working hard, sweating, going home tired, still getting the same wage. You know, but they can increase the volume of the customers, but they can't increase the pay rate. So let me bring this out real fast. This is Psalm 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasures. They are full of children. They leave the rest of their substance to their babes. You know, just talking about what the brother was just talking, what he was just going into. Esau will probably have a child, put a credit card in his name while he's still 5 years old. By the time he's like 15, 16, he gets his permit. You know, they do all the things by the book. So when, you know, by the time he comes out of college, he's just set. You know, all they got to do is just pull some ties. Hey man, you see those actors? There was a news thing talking about these famous actors. They'll give coaches coaches, or they was even the coaches of the colleges money to basically push their children into elite schools. You know, so that goes to show you, man. These so-called, these Edomites, you know, these so-called white people, falsely called white people. Hey, they already got, you know, their substance is left to their babes, man. Hey, down south, the oil rigs, all these places that make clothing. You know, that comes all from slavery. You know, the people that was all making that they come up with all this oil. Those oil rigs are from slavery, man. You know, out there in Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico, those rigs out there, they even got oil rigs on land. So they just pulling all of that oil out of the earth. You know, eventually, Esau, you're gonna see that what you're doing is just pure hell, and you see it. And the scriptures say that basically that the Edomites they're going to be nice to Jacob, because they just see all the wickedness that they people have done.
Yeah, the children shall see them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then, you said what? Okay. Yeah, get that Isaiah. You know, and then But I'm gonna say real quick, because then you got people that'll be like, oh well, you got some Jake, you know, that are rich millionaires and whatnot. First of all, in order for an Israelite to become a millionaire in this society, he basically has to make himself a spiritual Edomite, man. I mean, he's got to go completely against the Heavenly Father, all right, do tons of rituals. He's got to become a Satanist to get rich in this place.
Oh yeah.
You know? That's all.
You know, you got to think of their way of thinking, their ideologies.
Yeah, so why would you even want the money knowing that's what you got to do, man? It's not a lot to be rich right now. We're rich in faith. We don't care about the carnal riches. You get verse 11.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Right, and I looked at that word pomp, and it says one, right? And it said exaltation, majesty, and pride. So can you read that again?
Come.
First part?
Come. This is Isaiah 14 and verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Yeah, so meaning the pride of this place, the majesty of America is slowly but surely being brought down to the ground. Soon enough to where there's nothing going to be left. You can already look at the ground and see how terrible and disgusting this place is. All right, the music is horrible. All right, all these companies are being shut down. So ultimately, America's going to be destroyed, man. Their pride, their majesty is being brought low. All right.
Yeah, all taxes you pay, and this is the best you get, man.
Right.
Every time you go to a store, you paying a tax, man. If you buy some food, you pay $1 or something. This is the best they can get to you, man.
Exactly.
This is the best their money gets. This is the best your taxpayer dollars get. Dirty ass city, man. Cigarettes all over the place.
Yeah, get potholes and shit.
Yeah.
The people that's making the decisions, pockets is getting fat though.
Yeah.
I seen a post that said, just remember, the government didn't pay for nothing. Everything is tax paid by the taxpayers. They not paying for that out of their own fucking funds, man.
And they just using the money that they get as a personal account.
Yeah, basically. That's crazy.
That's why it's gonna be some crazy riots in this place, man.
Can Trump get reelected?
Yeah, man.
Lord will, man. We're waiting for Trump to really start kicking things off, man. Lord will, he gets reelected. You know,
Trump is just the face of the system, man.
He's that idiot that's willing to. All right,
Yeah, he's a perfect. Yo, between the media and the government, man, they got the power to sway anything that they want, man.
I got one.
This is Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. I just brought that out because guess what? The scriptures say the meek shall inherit the earth. And when it says meek, it's not talking about a weak individual. It's talking about someone that's what? Who's showing humility. And ultimately they're doing the will of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and they're waiting upon him. But we're also talking about going into oppression, and how you have the so-called white man, the Edomites, who are oppressing the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans right now. And we're walking upon the earth. But we're the true princes. The Lord said we're what? A nation of kings and priests. So with that being said, the day is coming where you're going to have the 144,000, the tabernacle of David, sitting with Yahweh Shai, joint heirs, and we're going to be ruling. That's what the brothers are ultimately going into right now. And the brother was saying what? You're going to have these Edomites and the rest of these other nations in the captivity. They're going to be on the bottom. They're going to be in dust, confusion, a very low estate. Our kingdom of heaven is what? It's going to be their hell.
And they're going to be subject to the rule of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the decrees that the Lord set forth. They're going to be under that dominion. All right? And it's going to come with a rod, man. A rod of iron, man. You know?
That's right. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I just got to continue, stay strong, prepare your minds for the tribulation that's going to come, that'll lead us, to the kingdom after we endure it. But with that, Lord's willing, you are edified, giving all praises to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, man. And Shalak Rayam upon this wicked kingdom. All right, Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom.